Everyone, and welcome back to Southern Wealth. I do hope you're having a very good day. If you do enjoy the content, please consider dropping that like and subscribe. Now, although I finished my guidelines to find the crypto projects, there was something I wanted to refer as bonus, which is basically the tokenomics or the game theory around the projects. Now, of course, the other guidelines depends also a bit on the tokenomics of a project. But if it's a project with, 10,000% inflation per year, maybe that's not a very good idea. But this should be so self-explanatory that I shouldn't need to be here explaining it, right? But yes, tokenomics are important in the sense of, are they made in such a way to promote price going up? Do you have automated burning? Do you have automated buy and burning, which is even better, right? Because let's say I have 1 million Bitcoin and I never plan to sell it and I will never sell it, blah, blah, blah. So if I say I just burned 100,000 Bitcoin, does it really make a difference if you think about it? Because I was already not selling them in the first place. But buying and burning, now that's different, because then I'm going to the market, buying a specific amount and burning the coins. Being deflationary, in theory, with increasing demand and lower supply, price should go up. Low liquidity is actually good for price appreciation. And typically what in certain projects, what you would like is to see the liquidity and the price moving together, which means as price moves higher, as more users come in, as more users provide liquidity organically and not by one single person doing all of it, then the liquidity, the ability for you to sell larger amounts should also increase. So let's take the example of Bitcoin. In the beginning, Bitcoin was very hard to buy, very hard to sell, very low liquidity. You pretty much had one place to buy and sell, which was this weird exchange Mt. Gox. And that's when Bitcoin appreciated the most. So things like, when people say, oh my God, we need to have a huge liquidity and be listed everywhere. And it's actually, if you just look at Bitcoin, at their history, you'll see that was actually not the case. The highest gains of Bitcoin were exactly when it was not listed everywhere. Liquidity was actually fairly thin. And then the project developed, the community grew organically. And then it became easy to buy and sell, easy to trade, very low slippage, etc., etc. But that has grown organically, and not one day there was nothing and the other day everything was done. Then many cases where you see in those kind of projects is that they do like the patient in the last bit in the hospital, it goes beep, boom, and stays dead. So be very careful also with that part. There are some notions around high liquidity and being listed everywhere, and people sometimes struggle to understand that the best time to buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, all of these projects that we know for a fact are not scams, is exactly when very few people know about them. It's not listed in every exchange. Liquidity is fairly thin. And then those projects grew organically, all of them. So the tokenomics, I think I like when the liquidity is a bit thin in the beginning. I like that it's being developed and growing organically by the community. And then, of course, in terms of pure tokenomics, we're talking about deflationary. I like it, of course, limited supply, in the sense that, okay, here you are, you have 100 million, and that's it, and it will only go down. But also, if there's going to be inflation, it depends on to whom is distributed. So, for example, in the case of X, if you stake it, you are locking it for a period of time, which means you're getting that inflation, but you're not selling it immediately. Okay, so, and the inflation is 3.69%. Is not, I don't know, 10,000% or something like that. So, but that's also something to keep in mind. Is the game theory is making sense, not making sense, and usually, sometimes good projects fall down because they don't think about these little things carefully. And so this is something that you should also have a look at, and have a look if it's truly deflationary. Because if something is inflating at 10% and then it starts to deflate to 5, 2, and 1, that's still inflation, it's just less of it. Okay? Oh, yeah. And of course, final point, anything with buy tax or sell tax, in my opinion, is not a scam. I mean, it doesn't need to be a scam, but it's probable there is a scam. But most likely, it's just a very inefficient process. You see, crypto was invented to increase efficiency, to decrease cost. How is adding taxes of 10% to get in, 10% to get out? How is that? How is that efficient? It's not. It's purely not. So anytime you see this, oh yeah, but this tax would be used for this and that. No. Good crypto projects have no tax because tax reduces efficiency. So it goes against the purpose of why we are here in the first place. So that is just my personal opinion. It's not financial advice. If you want to buy coins with taxes, God bless you, and I hope you do extremely well. But that's just my position on it. I'm very adamant on it. Okay, so thank you very much, and I'll catch you in the next one.